Good Hanukkah, TRM. There is a famous Gemara in Shabbos that tells us that one is to place the mezuzah on the right side of your door and the menorah on the left side. As it explains, you should be surrounded in mitzvot. And while this is not the practice today in the diaspora, it is done in certain places in Israel today. And the immersion in religious practice that image is conjuring, and the Gemara on a surface level suggests, is a beautiful idea, but perhaps there are other deeper symbolic meanings that the placement of these two mitzvot is suggesting. And as we say goodbye to Hanukkah, the placement of the menorah and the mezuzah around our doorway resonates particularly strongly this year. I would like to suggest two. One, there is an interesting machloket Rishonim about the placement of the mezuzah. Rashi holds the mezuzah should be placed vertically, while his grandson, the Rabbi Tam, holds that it should be placed horizontally. Rav Yosef Cairo and Sfardim adopt Rashi's position that it should be straight up and down. Rav Moshe Isserles and Ashkenazim take an extremely rare position in halacha, that we don't in the end of the day adopt one position or the other, which is normal. Instead, here we take a pshara, or a compromise position. And Ashkenazim place the mezuzah at a slant in deference to and acknowledging both opinions. Some suggest that this compromise position is extremely noteworthy and poignant at the entrance of our homes, making it clear to us that when we enter our home and interact with our loved ones, there's a need to make a compromise. We need to be flexible and adaptable in order to make space for the others in our lives. The menorah, on the other hand, on the left side, represents unwavering commitment, firm belief, and tenacity. The Greeks sought to erode our commitment to Torah values, adherence to mitzvot, and it is here that the message is we do not budge on those things. On Hanukkah, we should strengthen ourselves, recommit ourselves, our families to Jewish identity, Jewish pride, our ideals, our commitment to mitzvot, Talmud Torah, which are things that we should never compromise on. These values of flexibility and compromise, in contrast with being firm and unwavering, is a very delicate balance that we are asked to strike in our lives and in particular in our homes. A second possible meaning is the approach that the placement of the menorah and the mezuzah as we enter our homes, the mezuzah is on the right side, as a reminder that even in the privacy of our homes where we interact with our loved ones, and we can be our most ourselves and our most vulnerable, there's a God that is present and very much part of our unique home dynamic. We remind ourselves on our way in, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. And it is in the home where Jewish culture takes form and root, not as you might think. You might think the opposite is true, that culture dictates home environment. But the great English historian Christopher Dawson said it well. He said that the family is not a product of culture. It's actually the starting point of all human organization, and it is the cradle of nascent culture. The nuclear home, in other words, and the intergenerational influence on family is what truly shows our future potential. And it has always struck me that most mitzvot are incumbent upon the individual. Each of us needs to hear a shofar as an individual, keep Shabbos, wear tzitzit, daven, keep kosher, etc., etc. The menorah is an exception and is incumbent upon the home. Ner ish uveto, the halacha is formulated, each person and their household. We light a menorah in our homes to remind us of our commitment to Torah and mitzvot, what the Chashmonaim fought for long ago. We are asked to reignite that flame with our household and then ideally place it on the left side of the door. Or, if you look at it the other way, opposite the mezuzah, on the right side of our homes, going out. Meaning, as we pass the threshold of our homes, on the way out, we should take our menorahs, our family values, and our family ideals out into the world. And in that way, we can make the world a brighter place. Good Erev Shabbos, good Hanukkah.